Hi YouTube, my name is Misha. Welcome back to my channel. This is Misha Makes, and on today's episode we are going to be discussing this pink bold red lip glowy summer look. I saw an actress and she had this look and I thought it was so beautiful on her, and usually pink isn't a color I would normally gravitate towards, but I said, you know what, let's just try something different, and that's what we did. So if you would like to see how I recreate this look, stay tuned. Okay, we're gonna get started. I already prepped my face off of camera, but I used this Foreo. I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right. My husband got me this with like a little device, but it's a serum. And I noticed that whenever I put it on, it just really hydrates my skin, like to the umpteenth capacity. So that's what I did, because this look is super glowy, it's super healthy. It's got kind of a pink undertone, which I usually don't gravitate towards, but we're gonna try something new. And I did get a couple of new products. I got this Tracy contour palette, which I'm excited about because I really like this color right here for contour. Sometimes my contour can tend to look, I don't know, maybe like a little bit too dark. I'm not sure, but we'll see how that one works out. And so let's get started. So I've already prepped my skin. Let's go in with foundation. And I'm using, I love the Infallible Pro Matte, but I will say sometimes I feel like if you don't mix it with something, like some kind of like a highlighter or something, it gets a little, like it separates a little on the skin if it's just by itself. So I add something with a little bit of oil to it, usually. But today we're going to be doing, I got these shimmer. This is actually for the eyelids, but I'm just going to add it to my foundation because it came with a pack of 4. And it's kind of an off-brand. Again, I got this from TJ Maxx. Is it even TJ Maxx? I guess it's like Home Goods now or whatever. But their cosmetics department is awesome. And they usually have really, really great products. So, and this look is really inspired by all of the pink looks that I've been seeing recently. And again, the pink is kind of out of my wheelhouse, but that's what I love about makeup. You get to try new things and see what you like and what you don't like. And it's not permanent. It's not a tattoo. You can wash it off if you don't like it. I actually, Sophia Richie had a beautiful, beautiful makeup look that I just absolutely loved. And I tried to do it and it turned out so bad. It looked like someone punched me in the eye. But that's okay, because guess what? I washed it off. But yeah, her makeup looks are so simple and, well, they look so easy, but honestly, I think that's even harder to achieve than when you just cake it on, because it's all about placement, blending, less is more, and of course the quality of your makeup. Now, okay, so it's a lot harder to do the simpler looks, especially when you get to be my age. I am 41, and when I was in my 20s, I could just slap makeup on wherever and it would be great. It would turn out great every single time, no problems, nothing to worry about. Now, are you kidding me? Do you see me working this foundation in? I've got to work. And then if you're gonna buy products that aren't like the best quality, you really have to work with them for blending, for color match. Obviously, a lot of the more expensive high-end stuff, they have, you know, skincare in them, and then they just make you look so put together without using a bunch of different products. But if you don't have the budget for that, you're kind of having to make up for that in either time, skill set, something else. So if you can afford expensive products, you probably can kind of skimp a little bit on your timing, like with your application, because they usually blend out like a dream. It's just easier. The makeup is easier to work with. Whereas if you're on a budget and you're not trying to, you know, go into debt because you want to look good, then you're gonna have to put a little bit of work in. After I finish with my foundation brush, I always go in with my sponge just to kind of pick up any excess and to blend everything together. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do I picked this up from Tracy. We're gonna use it to contour just a little bit because she doesn't have a ton of contour. It's really just mostly that pink that's so pretty. And this one is a really super light contour. And I'm gonna just kind of go underneath my cheekbones, around my hairline. And I'm gonna follow this up with just a little bit of powder on top. And carving that out. And I've seen a lot of these pink looks this summer. You know, whether you like pink or not. It's totally one of these trends that you can just try. I've got these two liquid blush. One's a light pink and one's a darker pink. And they are from Beauty Concepts. I'm gonna mix them together. And this is gonna be our first layer of pink. My Benefit Hoola powder. And I like this for contour. It's kind of like an angled brush. Now I'm just gonna go in with a tiny amount of powder. And since the look is super glowy, I'm actually gonna be using the Bare Minerals Invisible Light. So let me show you what this powder looks like. It's just like a white powder with like a couple of little highlights. It's like a highlighter, like a white highlighter, but just to kind of take a little bit to set that foundation and also keeping with the glow. So whenever you want to keep a glowy foundation, you can use a glowy powder to set it, and that's fine. Make sure it's not like anything that has like a ton of sparkles or anything crazy like that. You want it to be really finely milled. And it gives the prettiest sheen on the skin. All right. Let's do brows. So I take my angled brow brush and I like to wet it. And what I've been using recently, or what I've recently been using, has been this Greige by Smashbox. Okay. And I like to just work that product through. My entire brow. And then I take a spoolie and just make sure it's evenly dispersed. And then I'm gonna follow back up with my Clinique. It's horrible, please don't look. My muted brown Clinique water resistant eyeliner. This honestly should have been a brow product. It's the best. The color is also to die for because it actually looks like your brow hair, like, well, my brow hair. And I know it came in black and brown. I believe those were the only two colors that it came in. And although I do use my Wet n Wild as a replacement, or Wet n Wild, the consistency of this when it goes on is just incredible. And so that's why I'm gonna be so hurt when it's gone. I've been searching for something. So if you guys know of a brow product that's consistent, or like the consistency is close to a cake liner, please leave me a comment down below and let me know. Put your girl on. I really need to figure out a replacement. Okay. Okay, so now brows are done. Brows are on. Let's go ahead and vamp up this blush situation. We want it to be pink all over, but really on our cheeks. I broke this blush coming down the stairs, so it's the Lottie, and in the color Exposed. So it actually has 3 shades of pink: a light, a medium, and a dark. I'm just gonna swirl it around. And it's okay if it looks really, really pink, because what we can do, we can tone that down with our powder brush. But I also wanted to go over that. And I'm just gonna go over that with my Bare Minerals Invisible Light again, just to kind of tie everything together. The eyes, I'm gonna be using my Revolution palette. This is Forever Flawless Allure, and these are the colors. Again, those are the colors. And the eyes, her eyes are just like a shimmer. So I'm gonna put like a base on, something that's very close to my skin tone. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go in with either J'adore, which is this one right there. I think that's one, or Cherish. Oh, I'm sorry, that's called Charisma, not Cherish. So let's do J'adore first. And I try to branch out and get a liquid shadow but my eyelids are just not made for liquid shadow. Even this is what happens. And even the new ones that I got, I tried them on and it just melted my shadow underneath, and also it just creases so bad. So even if I put like concealer on as a base, if I put anything on as a base, it just doesn't do well. Me with liquid shadow is just not something that works, but that's okay. Okay, so I just put that all over my lid. Nothing crazy. I might lighten it up. Oh no, it's actually all right. Let's keep that. Let's blend that out just a little bit more because we're gonna go in with this MAC pigment. So this is the MAC pigment in Cocoa. I've had this forever. Those pigments, they last so long. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and go right over the top. It says it's Cocoa, but it's really a pink, like a frosty pink. And we want it to be pink kind of everywhere. That's the overall look we're going for. Pink everywhere, which I'm starting to get. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into the corners of my eyes with this like diamond dust. This is called shimmering powder from Real Colors. Again, had this for years. And with these loose powders, I know that, you know, all makeup has an expiration date, but I don't get rid of them. I'm not doing that. You know what, let's go ahead. Whenever I try to do like the corner shimmer, I like to put a little bit of concealer or something that the shimmer could adhere to. I'm just putting a little bit of, and just use whatever concealer you have. This is my Instant Age Rewind Corrector concealer, multi-use concealer, and it has a little bit of a pink tint. And I usually don't even use this for, okay, that got away from me. And if it does, just clean it up. I'm just feathering that out on the corners so that it doesn't look crazy. Okay, now let's go in with the shimmer. You see that? And we're gonna go in on the other side. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the concealer. To the powder that I did with the concealer. I'm gonna feather it out. Now I like to have a wet napkin on hand because I'm cleaning my brush as I go. Okay. Now you might have to work a little harder. Like I said in the beginning, you're gonna pay some way. You're either gonna pay with your time or you're gonna pay with, you know, whatever it is, you're gonna pay. If it's not costing you physical money, it'll cost you your time because you'll have to work harder to make it work. Okay, so her eyeliner is just black liquid, which it's right up my alley. I love a black liquid look. So I'm gonna do one eye on camera and then the other one off, just to kind of show you how I do it. Now, I always pull my eye because for me it's easier. And again, I start my eyeliner, and she also did this. Her eyeliner isn't all the way in the corners because my allergies are so bad. They're getting better, thank God. By September, I should be in the clear. But again, my eyes water a lot, so I can't take the chance. Let me blend this out just a little bit more. I can't take the chance of it of it watering all down my eye. I just don't want to. That's not, yeah, that's, okay, there we go. That's blended. And I've been using the same liquid for years. I've been using, I will try a ton of drugstore stuff now. So what I do, I pull my eye and I lay that brush right into the lash line, and then I start drawing out. And now, kind of botched that just a little bit, but we can clean it up. I'll take my nail and just go just like that. Usually I have my Q-tips, but I'm doing my makeup in a different location today, so I am gonna need a Q-tip though. It's a little higher than I like, but that's okay. It's on there now. Let's try to match it. Hers was a little bit more like a Marilyn. Yeah, that looks good. And I usually go, I'm not gonna go upstairs. I just get that extra product off of my lashes and just go through with my finger. I wish I had a Q-tip, but again, not going upstairs. Okay, let's do mascara. If this was a formal event, I would do lashes, and I think this would be the perfect look because it's such a simple eye look, but the lip really is what creates it, and the lashes would help even out. I really get under there and coat, because I don't tightline usually. I used to, or I tried to do it for a couple of like weeks, and getting my makeup off at night, it was just murder. So I said, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Unless it's a special event on a daily basis, I'm not doing it. I cannot, I don't have the time. I need my makeup to come off at night with whatever product I'm using. I can't sit there and scrub my eyes. If I feel like it's putting too much wear and tear on my eyes, my nails, my hair, whatever it is, I'm not doing it. Because I feel like, what's the point of doing a style that's gonna ruin the original, whatever you've got going on? Like, I'm not doing it. So that's why I don't tightline my eyelashes. I'll do it every once in a while, but not every day. I'm not doing it. So I'll just get under there with my mascara and just tightline it with my mascara. And that's what I've always done. And again, okay. So now, top's done. Let's do the bottom. So this is Wet n Wild. This is Blackest Black, breakup proof, waterproof, retractable gel liner. I have a love-hate relationship with this, so I try to use it very sparingly, but I'm just gonna, along my lash line, ever so lightly, because I don't want it to be like this sharp line. Okay, now let's go in with mascara on the bottom. That brow's looking a little sparse. I'm probably going to add a little bit more product in that one. Okay. Now, I did say I was going to add a little bit more product in that one. It just looks a little, and I'm going to go in right with the brown. And I'm just doing little hair-like strokes. And before that dries, I'm going to go through. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Okay. Now for lips. I've got my MAC. I've had this lipstick forever. So it is like a blue red. It's not an orange red. It's like a, yeah, well, a neutral, I would say a neutral red, and it's also matte. So let's see if I can even see the color. I can't. Just get a red, guys. A red, a matte red. Before I put on my lipstick, though, I always, especially if I'm doing a dark color, I always go in with the brown or a lip liner that is darker. In lipsticks, I don't want it to look like it's just sitting on my mouth. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like you anchor it to your mouth with a lip liner. So we're going to go in with our dark lip liner. This is a dark brown. It's just, I believe it's just brown lip pencil. Yeah. So I line it and then I kind of diffuse it. Okay. Now I get my red. And I would also use like a lip brush too for this, but here we are. And really pay attention to making sure that you're not going over your line. Okay. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna just put a little bit more highlight on for that pink overall effect. And so that same shimmery, we're gonna go right down our nose with it. Okay. And we're gonna just hit that spot on our forehead and that spot on our forehead with that same. And actually, I'm gonna take my beauty blender for this and just, because I don't wanna disrupt my foundation too much. And sometimes I do like to disrupt my foundation because it makes it more skin-like, as long as it diffuses it in a way. And I'll just take a little bit down there. Okay. I'll go in with that same invisible light, and I'm just gonna go right over there just to set that, because I don't want it. We're just gonna set the nose. And so I still get that glow, but it doesn't look greasy. And now you can kind of see that pink everywhere. And I feel like my lips are a little too dark, so I think I'm gonna try just blotting it. There we go. Okay, guys, I'm going to go put myself together and I will come back and show you the finished product. All right, hold tight.